Hello and welcome back to Makeup and Murder Monday. You are in for a local treat today as we discuss a local murder so close that I could walk to it. This just happened just down the street in my friend's cul-de-sac actually. And so that today we are discussing the murder of Stephen Gibson, a Peoria man who was killed by his teenage son and the son's friend, who were hired because the mom wanted him dead. The story all starts, it was in the middle of the week on a Thursday, March 1st in 2013. And the mom comes home with her daughter. Now, mind you, this is a school night. The mom comes home with her daughter, who is 14. They come home at midnight to find her husband killed in the garage, stabbed, apparently poisoned and stabbed multiple times. And she calls 911 2 hours after she gets home. So it's 2 a.m. at this point. She tries to clean some stuff up. She calls 911 and they come and she says, you know, I was out with my daughter. Why she was out on a Thursday night at midnight when her daughter had school the next day, I have no idea. So she's like, I'm out with my daughter. There is a situation and I came home. My husband, he's been murdered. There's blood everywhere. Her 15-year-old son and his 16-year-old friend were there at the house at the time. And the mom, goes into detail about, that somebody must have attacked them or they came home and saw this. But that is not what happened. It turns out that Stephen Gibson Sr., that was his name, he was a rather abusive husband and father, and he owned a machine shop, was just known to be kind of gruff, pretty abusive to the mom and the kids. So one day, the mom, the boy has his friend over, and mind you, they're 15 and 16 years old, and the boy has the friend over, and the mom says, I'll give you some money if you'll kill my husband. Well, of course, you would probably feel the same way too. If you hear that, you think it's just a joke. It's not true, that it's just somebody is telling an off-color bad joke. So they didn't really think too much about it. And then came the night when it was supposed to happen, and the mom leaves with the daughter, and the other teenager, the teenage friend, he realizes that they're serious. So there's a plan. The plan is going to be that they're going to take him out to a park. They're going to drug him, take him out to a park, and shoot him so that it looks like there was some sort of maybe drug deal gone bad. They have plans to take a whole bunch of pills and scatter them around him as if that's going to stage it really well. You're going to do that at a park. And obviously everyone's going to assume that he died in a drug deal. I don't know. They obviously didn't think that out too well. Well, what ended up happening is they never got him to the park. They ended up beating him with a baseball bat, stabbing him, and then dragging him downstairs into the garage, which happened around the same time that the mom came back from work, or came back from her little outing that she had with her daughter. Because the plan didn't go the way it was supposed to, obviously it doesn't look like a drug deal gone bad anymore, and they call 911 to try to say that it was like a home invasion of sorts. And as they do that, The teenage boy who was the friend, he takes off and runs because the police are coming, and now he's worried that he might be in trouble. So he takes off and runs. And shortly thereafter, he calls the police and turns himself in and tells the whole story, which pretty much shocked the entire neighborhood about the story because, I mean, this is right in a nice neighborhood and with nice homes. You just don't expect this kind of thing to happen, but I mean, this stuff happens everywhere. Now, you may be wondering, what is the motive? What is the reason for murdering this man? Is it just because he was abusive? If that were the case, don't you think she would just divorce him, leave him? But no, of course not. There has to be more to the story. Apparently, he had a pretty decent size life insurance policy. So she thought if she could stage it and make it look like he died in, like I said, a bad drug deal gone wrong, then she would have a little nest egg and be rid of him and not have to worry about any of that. But did that work out very well for her? No, it did not. In January 2014, McBee, who was the teenager not related, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and also got a little bit of a lighter sentence because he also chose to testify against them and explain the whole murder for hire plot. So Stephen Gibson Jr., that was the 15-year-old son at the time, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in August of 2014. He got a sentence of 22 years. And in November of 2014, after Michelle, the wife, had pleaded not guilty, she was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced and murder for hire, and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. So that little life insurance policy didn't work out so well for you, did it, Michelle? Moral of the story, if you don't like your husband, maybe get a divorce. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story. Quite local. As I said, I could literally walk to it. So let me know if you have other ideas of stories that you'd like to hear, interesting things, maybe something that's out there in the news, or maybe something that isn't in the news that you know of. Let me know. Stay beautiful, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.